What's up, Bertini fam? Now in today's video, we're gonna be getting rid of the only really, truly disgusting, ugly ass thing on a Mini Cooper, and that is the factory steering wheel. I don't know why in the hell Mini decided to put this kind of steering wheel, or this steering wheel in general, on any Mini Cooper, let alone a John Cooper Works edition, is beyond me. And I'm also gonna be changing out the paddle shifters for some really, really nice titanium ones, and they're gonna be extended, so those are gonna be pretty badass too. But first, I must ask again, why Mini? Why did you install this steering wheel on a John Cooper Works edition Mini Cooper? You couldn't do like a nice flat bottom one or something nicer than this? Mini, I love y'all, but y'all really messed up with this steering wheel. This is like one of the only things, and I think I said it for my very first video, that I find super ugly about the Mini Cooper is these steering wheels. So this is probably gonna be my favorite mod of favorite mods in the history of mods, is changing out this factory steering wheel for something a lot more badass. And what is that, you might ask? Let me show you. But before I do that, go ahead, click that subscribe button, click the notification bell, join the Bertini family, and stay up to date on all the future content that I'm putting out there. Why, you ask? Because it's brilliant. Duh. With that being said, go ahead and roll the intro. So this is what I decided to go with. This is a highly customized steering wheel from smps2012.com. Don't forget, if you're interested in purchasing anything from any of these websites that I'm linking down in the description box below, go ahead and use code Bertini. This way you could save a bunch of money on things like this custom steering wheel. Now, I went ahead and did the flat bottom. I did carbon fiber. I did the gloss carbon fiber. I also did the perforated sides, and the reason why I did the perforated sides is because I live here in sunny Central Florida where things are hot and my hand sweats, and so perforated is really nice. Very, very, very nice.
It's nice.
I also opted in to have this red stripe here on the top, which is a really nice accent. And then the other thing that I did was I increased the thickness, or I opted to increase the thickness by 25%. So it is a really nice thick steering wheel. It's not overly thick though, so it's not like, for most of you, you're probably not gonna find this like, oh, it's overwhelming. It is a really, really nice feeling. It feels really good in your hands. And I have big hands. And for the record, I do have pretty big hands. I wear extra large gloves. And so you know what they say about people with really big hands, right?
Yes, it's true. I am Nacho.
The quality and the finish on this thing look absolutely amazing. The other thing was I can't install this just as it sits. It's too nice of a steering wheel. I needed to change out the paddle shifters, and so I opted in to get a set of these titanium paddle shifters. By the way, they're super lightweight, from MMR Performance. I'll also include a link in the description box below where you can pick these up from. I really think the titanium is gonna contrast the carbon fiber really nicely. I could have got these in black, but I wanted these to stick out a little bit. Let's go ahead and get the factory steering wheel off the Mini Cooper and get this beautiful one installed. Now, the first thing you want to do before you do absolutely anything is make sure that you don't have any remaining energy in the vehicle before you go ahead and start to remove your airbag. You do not want to be one of those people where you start removing something and something blows up in your face. What I do, just check the horn, and there's no beeping on the horn. Try to turn stuff on, nothing is turning on, which is absolutely perfect. Now, the other thing that you need to be careful for, don't go ahead and start opening and closing your doors. If you wanted to, before you go ahead and start this process, you can put your windows down a little bit. This way, in case you do close it, you don't go ahead and mess anything up on the glass. Now, we need to go ahead and remove the steering wheel. Now I am gonna have to move the paddle shifter piece from here in order to get it fitted, or the new ones from MMR fitted onto this one. I need the electronics from this and we're gonna go ahead and swap them onto the new one. Okay, and then now for the new shifter, we're gonna need to remove these electronics and swap them on to the new paddle. All right, so I wanna show you all how you're gonna do this. So there's a pin right here, which top down, right? So the smaller side is what's gonna come out the bottom right here, okay? So you're gonna press that up and pull this out, all right? That is how you're going to get out this piece. Now, just so you can see how this piece is set up, this clip is pushed into here and there's a spring onto this. Now, those two pieces right there are what's gonna clip into this thing over here, okay? But you need to be very careful when doing this, because if not, you're gonna mess the whole thing up. So, what I'd recommend doing is going like this and clipping these in first. So laying this piece on top of this. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna align your hole right up here. You see? Like that. And then now you're gonna shove your shaft right inside like that. And this should not need to be forced in. Just like that. And then just to make sure that everything is working properly, you're going to click this down and it should do that. It should depress just like that is. And that is it. Now one side is down. Now we just have to do the up gearing side. Oh man, and that is it. It came out looking really, really, really good. This thing looks super, super slick. I will say the one thing that you want to do is have patience with this. Make sure that you got all of your cabling done properly. Take your time. There's no need to rush this job. The only thing that I would say is an absolute pain in the butt is removing the airbag. So you're gonna need a lot of patience with that. Anyways, now we just need to get this back onto the Mini Cooper. And in order to do that, it's just reversing all the steps that we just did in order to take this thing off. One thing I wanna call out that is beyond super important, and hopefully I added enough lighting here so you could see it, but this notch right here matches up with that bottom notch right there. So make sure these two notches go on. Don't try to force this thing on. This thing should go on super easy and smooth. You shouldn't have to force anything into place. If you are forcing something, chances are you're doing it incorrectly. Go ahead and put a little bit of blue Loctite on this bolt before installing it back onto the steering wheel, just a tad bit. You don't have to go crazy with it. The other thing that I would do is I would torque this down to 46 foot-pounds. I would not guesstimate it with your tightening. I would get a torque wrench out. It would be 46 foot-pounds, or I believe that's 62 Newton meters. Okay, and before I close everything back up, I just want to show you one final last detail of the wiring job. So remember, all of your wires should be hidden behind these cushions right here, these soft pieces. Run all the way up this channel. Same thing on this side. All your wires should be hidden behind these soft pieces. This needs to be plugged in. This needs to be plugged back in. And then that's it. Now we're just gonna go ahead and put back on the airbag. This thing came out looking super, super nice, super high quality. And for those of you who wanna know the differences between the two of these, I mean, look at this. Just such a massive difference between the two of these things. And then in terms of the thickness, I'll do a quick side by side here to show you how different the thickness is on the both of these. So yeah, I don't know if you could see that, but I mean, you could clearly see it. There is some difference in the thickness. The carbon fiber one is a lot more thick. Oh snap, I just noticed something. They also kept the ripples here. Oh, that's nice. They kept the hand ripples here in the back. Yeah, but it came out looking really good. It feels really nice, especially in comparison to this factory one, and it just looks so much better now. It really does change the look of the cockpit. The other thing that I'm really digging is these paddle shifters. Make sure you go ahead and switch out your paddle shifters too. Those cheap factory looking paddle shifters, those things are just lame looking, man. And what I wouldn't do is go with those like 3M stick-on pieces. I mean, look, if it comes down to a budget thing, I get it. So then I guess it's better to have extended ones than just the factory looking ones. But man, if you're gonna do a mod like this, I would highly recommend do it the right way and go ahead and get yourself some extended paddle shifters. And the ones from MMR, specifically the titanium ones, just look so sick, and they pop so perfectly with this steering wheel. This color combination, I'm really happy I went with these over going with the black one. Although a nice set of carbon fiber one of these could also look nice, and I guess the black could look nice too. It's just, I really like how these things stand out and they feel so nice. They click so well. I mean, just everything about them is just really nice and lightweight and look really good. So I almost forgot one small touch: carbon handbrake. Now, just for comparison purposes, these things are pretty much spot on, and it's a super simple installation. All you have to do is pull this off, shift it back and forth, pull it off, and then shove this one on. And by the way, here's a side-by-side comparison of the factory one and the carbon fiber one. Man, this thing is really nice. I wasn't too sure how much of a big difference it would make on the interior, but it really does add like a nice pop to it. Like I said in previous videos, I didn't want too much carbon fiber. I wanted to keep it very tasteful in here because I feel like too much carbon fiber can be overwhelming. So like this piece, carbon fiber, the red carbon fiber start and stop button, and then the carbon fiber steering wheel here. It keeps it all really tasteful and not overwhelming. Listen, so the hardest part about doing this modification is going to be the airbag removal. That thing was an absolute pain in the ass to get off. It is a lot more difficult than it probably should be, but I'm not an engineer, so I'm assuming that the Mini engineers did that for a reason. Probably so the airbag doesn't go just flying off and hitting you in the face. But all in all, pretty simple mod. The paddle shifters are a super simple mod. Definitely something, again, that I recommend doing if you are planning on upgrading your steering wheel and making it into something a lot more sportier. Again, if you're interested in purchasing anything I installed in today's video, so it could be the carbon fiber steering wheel or the paddle shifters, go ahead and check out the links in the description box below and use code Bertini. This way you can save yourself a bunch of money. Why spend more if you can save? And something that's really cool about smps2012.com is they stock a lot of these custom steering wheels in-house, which basically means they customize them, they pre-order them, they get them all in-house in a bunch of different variations. This way it reduces the lead time if you're interested in placing an order and picking one of these up. So at the very least, hit them up, see what they have in stock. They might have something custom in stock already. And don't forget, if you use code Bertini, you will save a bunch of money on one of these things, so make sure to input that. Thank you so much for all the love and support, all the positive energy you show me. Thank you for following me on Instagram, for commenting on my stuff on Facebook, for commenting down below on my videos, for using my code. I really appreciate you all. Most importantly, above everything else I discussed in today's video, make sure you're putting out good energy into the world and you're paying it forward. I'll check y'all out later. Bye now.